straight to the production line. Right, that's for the automotive company. And then another example is that the stationery company, they receive order from the mail, and then they just, there's still manual process. They key in the order, and then these robots can actually go and pick, and this is a very huge warehouse. Yeah, and then the robots are very fast, and the orders is like probably 10 or 15 types of different items. So do you see that having Internet of Things installed, the sensors, like you mentioned, like this predictive maintenance, able to help Malaysian SMEs, because we know that the cost is quite expensive to invest in automation, in Industry 4.0. Yeah. So maybe what would be your advice for Malaysian SMEs to increase your productivity?
Yeah, sure. I think in the space of things like robotics, AI, automation, we always look at it from a very operational perspective, right? We always say, wow, all these robotics, AI, sensor, camera is all nice and sharp, but when you see the bill, the quotation, 7 digits, your heart is also going to fall off, right? Then we have a joke inside that says sometimes the human person is much cheaper than the robot. I know it's not very good, but it is true. In some places, having people is really more cost effective. So it really depends on the size of your business, and we always say there's a way to put a value to the size of your problem. So for example, people always tell us, if I hire 10 people to work, it's cheaper than I buy the robot. But they also don't realize that when you hire 10 people, there's a lot of other challenges that come along with it. Number one, safety, health concerns, aging, people come, people go, there are inefficiencies, a human person can only carry so much. So if you factor in all those little metrics and details, and you put a certain value to it, that means how much are you spending on that wastage, for that time, for the lack of efficiency. So for example, a human person can carry 10 kilos, but the robot can carry 1,000 kilos. So in some sense, the robot is 100 times more efficient compared to the human being. And then once you factor all these numbers in from an operational perspective, you get a certain value that you can compare, which is more apple to apple. So give you another example. Some customers have come and told us, Keith, we asked Asia to ship something so expensive. Our current shipping is only 25 ringgit. But I'm saying, yeah, it's true, because it's 25 ringgit from the port to the other airport, from A to B. But it doesn't factor in the other operational costs. For example, what you have to pay for your lease for the warehouse, your coaching, the electricity, the 50 people that you need to operate there. Whereas if you work with certain logistic partners, they can take your product from A direct to the customer, and therefore the calculation actually starts to change. So when we look at it from the value utilization for AI, robotics, or whatever it is, we always say you have to calculate the value in its whole, and not just just that little bit which you think is actually apple to apple. So a whole apple to apple comparison is actually a lot more factors that you need to consider from an operational perspective. So when we look at that, that's how we operate in order to figure out whether these technologies are good or not, whether they're applicable, and whether your business should basically invest into it. And of course, the larger your business, the more resources you have, but you also have more challenges. If you get that baseline foundation wrong and you scale up, that's where all the problems also multiply and become a real big headache. So we always say you have to pay attention to your operations.